Hello. Do I look like shit? Because I feel like shit. But I have a date in like 45 minutes, so I'm gonna do my makeup and tell you why I feel like shit. So this morning, I drove all the way from my home back to Boston, and it took 4 hours. There was a Red Sox game at like 1:30. So I woke up at 6:30 to leave my house at 7, so then I could miss all the Red Sox game traffic, because let me tell you, that shit is bad. I got back to my apartment and I unloaded everything from my car and I unpacked. Then I chilled at home, realized that I was super hungry, so I had dinner. Breakfast. Sorry. Guys, I had lunch. It was like 11. See, this is how discombobulated I am. I had lunch and it was delicious because they were eggs that were marinating in soy sauce for the past 4 days and they were so good. Then I decided to drive my car back to my parking garage, and because I'm going downtown anyways, I was like, okay, I'll go to busk because I might as well, and it's a weekend, so the tips were gonna be good. I'm busking away when this old homeless man comes up and just starts watching me. And you know what? That happens sometimes. It's fun to bring a little bit of joy to people who have stumbled across unfortunate circumstances. But this man stood and watched me for like an hour and a half, and we would make banter in between my songs, but this banter was like not very friendly. He was like, one of my ex-girlfriends was Japanese. He was definitely on some sort of substance, and I felt bad for the guy, but at the same time, I'm like, he was really making me uncomfortable, so I wanted him to leave. I was like mouthing help to like a bunch of people who walked by, and like no one fucking understood until this girl, who's probably a little younger than me, realized and like told her dad. She was like, I think this girl needs help, and then they helped me, which was very nice. But the thing is that my tips were bad because a lot of the time, like, people coming up and giving me tips are people with kids, and I wouldn't want my kid going near someone who was like saying things like that and acting in the way that he was acting. So my tips were really bad, but at least I'm safe, so that kind of sucked, and it put me in a bad mood, and I don't want to be in a bad mood for my date. I need to show him that I'm happy and full of whimsy and I'm a goddamn pleasure to be around. Anyways, I got an eyelash curler in Spain for like $4 at this place called Midia, and it finally broke. So when I went home, I retrieved one of my old eyelash curlers. I think this one's from Tarte, but it's just like really dirty, so I'm cleaning her off right now. I actually don't know how much a Tarte eyelash curler is nowadays, but like I know this was probably like 25-30 bucks. She's lasted me years.
The time is 4:26 p.m.
We're like ready to go, pretty much. I should probably brush my hair too. Oh, I do have to say that I tried to film a first date video the other day, but it didn't exactly work because I thought I was going to like a speed dating event. I showed up, it wasn't a speed dating event. So I scrapped that video just because I felt stupid, and now you get this. You guys also like always know when I'm in a relationship or not, because I do first date videos and then I won't do them for like 11 months, and then you'll be like, oh, like if I'm not going on first dates, then that obviously means I'm in a relationship, but not anymore. I'm excited because we're going to this seafood restaurant and I'm really, really hungry, and it's kind of early. Like, we decided to do an early dinner so then we can walk around, maybe go to some shops afterwards. Everything but lips is done, so I'm gonna get dressed. Okay, the shirt is still part of the outfit, but I put on a skirt that I actually thrifted in Amsterdam in this vlog right here. So I think I'm gonna bring this vintage Dooney & Burke, and I'm gonna wear these brown shoes to go with the brown detail on the bag. Even though I know I've said I don't usually wear brown, but I'm trying to get more into it because I feel like brown like speaks sophistication, like getting older, so I'm trying to get more into wearing brown. I will see you very soon for the first date review, and wish me luck. Hello everyone, do you know what time it is? It is time for Olivia's first date review. So let's get extra comfy here. I have my half drinking lemon water, lemon and ginger, delicious. I was actually 1 minute late to this restaurant, which is very not like me. I'm usually very on time, but there were 2 entrances and I met at one entrance and he met at the other one, and we had a little bit of trouble finding each other at first, but then eventually we did. He chose the place. He insisted on going to a seafood restaurant on Newbury Street, which if you live in Boston, you know that Newbury Street is expensive and seafood in itself is expensive. So those 2 things are just very, very pricey. I will say on the first date, I always offer to split the bill because when you agree to said first date, you don't know if you're gonna mesh well with the person or not. So I was like, oh, like we can split it, I don't really mind. He was like, no, I got it. He paid for it, and it was like upwards of $200, which is kind of insane for the first date. So number one, I kind of felt like I was being bought. Number two, like, now I feel inclined to go on a second date with this guy, and like, I'd rather go on a second date with you because I like you, not just because you bought me a fancy dinner. So then we walked around and we looked for a place to get dessert, and we went to an ice cream place, and I realized my friend was working there. So I was like, oh my god, hi. And then we had a conversation. She graciously gave us the ice cream for free. We eventually parted ways because I didn't want him seeing where I lived. How do I feel about it? We had a good conversation. There were actually very minimal awkward moments of silence, which is like pretty rare for a first date because there's a lot of that because you don't even like know the person at all. I just like, there's some more superficial things that I didn't like. So for that reason, I will not be going on a second date. But there is someone out there for him. That someone is just not me. So I know this was kind of like a quick video. I don't know. I feel like the intro was short, like the first half was short and the review was short. But like, that's all I have to say. It was a pretty straightforward date. It was just like dinner, dessert, goodbye. So that being said, goodbye.